So estimate the wavelength of X-rays. Okay, so guys, I told you we do not have to memorize what is the wavelength of the 7 components. Okay, but okay, this question asks you, it gives you a hint that it is the size of an atom. Okay, so in chapter 1, you know, there is this order of magnitudes of certain things that we see around us, and in your textbook you actually see that they put down the size of this atom. Okay, so when this question came out, right, nobody bothered to go and remember the size of an atom, and as a result the students can't do this question. Okay, then they lose 1 mark. Okay, and when they lose 1 mark, if you look at the second question, right, it's 3 marks, but you have to use the value in part 1. So because of this, they lost 4 marks. Okay, they don't know part 1, they ignore part 2. Okay, lost 4 marks, and 4 marks actually is easily a great difference. Okay, so guys, take note. So you really need to know what is the size of an atom. Okay, so I have memorized, and the size of an atom is about 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. Okay, so this value, please remember it. Okay, and next, so calculate the frequency of X-ray. Basically in 1. So state the value of any constant used. Okay, so it's a very simple question. You know why? Because V equals to F lambda, and the speed of X-ray, right, EM wave, so it should be 3 times 10 to the power of 8, and the wavelength, we know that is 10 to the power of negative 10. So the frequency, if you work it out, it should be 3 times 10 to the power of 18 Hertz. Okay, so guys, let me tell you something. In physics, right, is that there's this beauty in it. Okay, it's called error carry forward. Okay, so error carry forward, right, means that, you know, let's say part 1, you really do not understand this question. Okay, let's say this is wrong. Okay, and then for part 2, right, okay, don't just because of, like, you know, part 1 you don't have the answer, part 2 you leave it blank. Okay, so whatever answer you get from part 1, right, okay, you just put it into part 2. Okay, you just do it. You'll get the wrong answer. Okay, but you get the wrong answer because part 1 the answer is wrong. But part 2, if your method is correct, you use the wrong answer from part 1 to do. Although you get a different answer, you still get full mark. Okay, and that is called the error carry forward. Okay, meaning although part 1 you don't know, right? Okay, then you give a wrong answer. Okay, they penalize you already because part 1 they mark you wrong. But part 2, if you use the same answer to do part 2, and then if your method is correct, okay, they will give you the full mark. Okay, and that is called error carry forward. And the beauty for error carry forward, right, is that, okay, you might get the wrong answer, but you still get the marks. Okay, so guys, take note. Never leave any questions empty. Okay, so if let's say part 2 requires part 1 answer, okay, you don't know how to do part 1, just dump in the answer. Just dump in any answer. I'll just put in 1, because 1, then when I use it to calculate the part 2, right, it'll be easier. Okay, as long as your part 2, your method is correct, you still get the mark through this error carry forward. Okay, this part understand, huh?